Okay, so as you see here, trees communicate with each other through underground network of fungi called blah blah blah, right? The nervous system, basically the roots, um, they send electrical signals. So now what else sends electric? Also, here's another example that mushrooms communicate with each other using electrical impulses. So then if you look here, right, picture of we have a picture of basically tree roots, and if you look on like leaves and anything like that, the nervous system of a human body literally looks like the roots of a tree. So meaning that in a sense we're all from nature, right? So like we are nature itself. We literally are. We just have a mind, so we have this kind of illusion that we're separate from nature when we're not. We're totally nature itself. You look at the nervous system within a human body, it looks like the roots of a tree, you know. So basically it says that it sends electrical signals throughout the body, um, in order to communicate each other. Like trees will send electrical signals. So the same thing goes for the human body itself. And I'm sure people, you ever be like, man, my vibe feels off or something like that. It's because your skin itself, your nervous system, can pick up electrical signals from other people. So then this is where I start going into wacky territory, and this is why I say stuff like Lord of the Rings is real to some way, because if you think about it, right, are the trees and nature itself has a memory. The planet itself has a nervous system and a memory that communicates with our nervous system through images, in our mind. Maybe um, you have someone called prophetic words, you know what I mean? You have visions. So in my mind, it wouldn't be too crazy to think that the rest of the planet actually could be warning us and also telling us stuff from history, because we literally receive electrical signals. And anybody who's meditated, even has done shrooms or smoked weed and has dived into spirituality to some degree, uh, body awareness, you become more aware of not only your energy but the energy of other people around you. So this is why I'm coming to these conclusions that I think Lord of the Rings and shit like Final Fantasy are real on some level. We've just gotten so out of tune with our nature that a lot of people are way more intellectual heavy, where they're not feeling as much. And obviously, you got to use both, but that's why it's not so crazy for me to imagine that dragons were real and all this other shit. And for you guys, people who have taken like shrooms or done any psychedelics, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you guys ever seen, like, I have seen eyes, faces in the trees, literal fucking faces. I'm like clear as day. And the more I really accept it and realize it's like nature itself has a mind of its own, and we are a part of that mind. We literally are a part of the mind. We're not separate from the mind. We are a part of that mind. So it's actually not that crazy to think that the nature around us is actually communicating with us. And these spirits and all these things you want to call it are there. And that's why I believe Lord of the Rings exist on some form or level. And a lot of this stuff is actually being channeled through us. And two, if you look at like a lot of the things in Lord of the Rings is like heavily nature based environments, like it's just gorgeous landscapes. What just kind of came to me more, I was watching The Rings of Power last night. And again, I'm not saying that this is 100% accurate, but it's not out of the realm of reality for me to think that this is just channeled history being channeled into our nervous system. And if you're open to it, you might be able to pick it up. Also, too, you get a lot of these like intellectual people on their high horse that'll be like, "Oh, well, you're just high," and it's just like, well, I mean, if science is already proving that mushrooms and the trees communicate to each other, and if I'm showing you guys pictures of how our nervous systems look like the roots of trees, then it's just like that would kind of mean to me that the mushrooms and the weed communicates to you, so you're getting information from that shit that you're taking.